District 4 Magistrate. You have 2 minutes to introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Daniel Lassick. I'm running for Magistrate for the 4th District. I see the job for Magistrate to be a guardian of our God-given rights. I see where the county needs to foster an environment that is productive for industry, like we can attract some industry to our county, especially to the 4th District, to provide some much needed jobs and also to provide the governance that is required of the people.
All right. So I think you kind of answered my first couple of questions there. How do you see your role as a magistrate?
I see the role as a magistrate basically being as a servant. We are, as magistrates, we're supposed to listen to our constituents and act accordingly, bringing their concerns to the county, to the fiscal court.
What do you plan to do as magistrate to see Knox County move forward?
I expect Knox County to move forward by taking care of the ills of the past. One of that is the drug epidemic. People need things to do. People need things to have purpose in life. Now, if we can bring more industry to Knox County, there'll be some much needed good jobs, and that'll give the people something to do, something to strive for, and hopefully we'll be able to see more people join in recovery.
Each election, a lot of candidates talk about bringing more jobs to our county. How would you plan to do this, to accomplish this with real world expectations?
One of my plans is to use my own personal contacts that I've amassed over the years to try to bring industry from other states, try to bring industry from the Small Business Administration, maybe find some startup companies and see if they would want to locate in Kentucky as opposed to other states such as New York or Georgia.
Okay. What obstacles do you feel stand in the way of Knox County becoming stronger and more economically progressive?
I've heard that our tax rate is above average for our area. So I would like to visit that issue and see if we can possibly get a little bit of tax relief. Also, some of the barriers could be that we're not viewed as having a work-ready workforce, but I believe we do have a work-ready workforce. I know personally a bunch of people that are looking for jobs and they just can't find anything outside fast food.
What do you propose to do to remove these obstacles that you talked about?
To remove the obstacles would be take a look at the way the county is being governed, top to bottom, and identify barriers to trade, identify barriers to having fostering an environment conducive to business, and basically allowing the system to work.
All right. Moving on to a different topic, drugs and addiction. Obviously, it's a major issue affecting our county. It affects almost everyone in some aspect. As a magistrate, what do you think you could do to help address the problem? And would you pledge to work with our sheriff, jailer, ambulance service, other officials in our county to address it?
For 7 years, I was a peer support specialist, and I'm still a certified peer support specialist. Uh, I volunteer my time already in trying to help people get into recovery. I'm working with Rides to Recovery, which gets people from the streets into recovery, and we provide transportation to the recovery center of their choice. I stand ready to help anybody that wishes to enter into recovery. Go to bat for them 100% if I need to. That pretty much is my top, I believe, top issue facing Knox County today.
Okay. Would you commit to attending any trainings and so forth that they provide?
Of course, whatever trainings come through, I've already taken a lot of trainings, but I would always like taking more.
Okay. Moving on, we're going to talk about roads and infrastructure. Common theme among those running for office is improving roads. How do you propose that we improve our roads?
Basically, I don't believe in fixing a good road. Roads become washboarded, or they get potholes, or things happen where they have to tear into the road to fix pipes or whatever. For those roads, they need to be a priority. If the road is damaged, the more damaged a road is, the more likely the vehicles on that road will be damaged, and we should not have damage caused by the roads in any way, shape, or form. The gravel roads, the ones that are good, we'll keep. The ones that get washed out often, or it's cheaper to be asphalted over, especially the cemetery roads. Those would be the ones I would target for getting blacked out. Somebody said that it shouldn't require a four-wheel drive to get to the cemetery, and I'm in full agreement with that.
That pretty much answers my next question about the roads and types of roads and cemetery roads. So we'll move on to the next. What do you think is the most dangerous road or intersection in your district?
In my district, it is Cumberland Avenue and Cumberland Gate Parkway. That intersection takes a long time for a light to change. It doesn't always display the green arrows. Once in a while, I've caught it glitching, where all four sides are green or all four sides are red. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And I couldn't believe it when I seen it, but I would be happy to sit down with somebody and discuss ways that we can make that safer, maybe dedicated right turn lanes on both sides, maybe dedicated left turn lanes on all sides.
Okay. Besides roads, what pieces of infrastructure do you think the county needs to address, and how would you address them?
Well, my top issue, as far as the infrastructure goes, would have to be the water company. I've noticed that throughout Knox County, you can taste the chlorine in the water. And it should be that we use just enough chlorine to sanitize the water, but we shouldn't have to be tasting chlorine in the water itself. So it should be potable.
Okay. Moving on, we're going to talk about taxes. Are you in favor of raising taxes to bring more revenue into the county government?
Not this time. In fact, I'm looking at, is it possible to lower the taxes a bit so that we're more competitive with the counties around us?
Okay. How do you propose bringing new funds for the county in for programs and other development?
Well, first of all, the county has its debts, and they do need to be paid. we have certain user fees, and those user fees may have some flexibility in that, so I'm not gonna commit to anything. But, you know, we can take a look at that and see if those would produce better income streams.
Okay. Talking about the fire fee now with the fire departments and their property taxes, do you believe the fire fee has been handled as best as it can be?
Okay, I'm not that familiar with the fire fee. I live in the city, and my taxes paid for the fire department in the city of Byerville. But before I was living in Whitley County, and I paid dues to the local fire department and volunteer fire department. And I believe that should be where the majority of their funding should come from, is the community they serve. And also whatever donations that may come in.
Moving on and talking about transparency, working with your local media, not just newspapers, but TV, radio, everybody that serves their purpose.
Yeah, Charles, I already have a good relationship with you and Jeff. Bill Bryant, I haven't seen him for a while, but the last time we got together, we had a pretty good time. Yeah, I'm open to the media. I'm open to granting interviews anytime they're necessary. I don't hold anything back. I might not tell everything, but I don't hold anything back as far as my passion.
Okay. Do you promise to attend all fiscal court meetings?
Yes, that goes without question. That unless I'm sick or in the hospital, you know, I should be at all fiscal court meetings.
Okay. And do you promise to maintain an open line of communication with your constituents?
Yes, any constituent that doesn't have my telephone number, it is 606-545-2019. And please respect my evenings, but during the day, give me a call. I'll be happy to talk to you about the affairs of the county.
Okay. Go ahead and take up to a minute for your closing statement.
Okay, basically, I've been attending fiscal court meetings for the last 2 years. And I believe I've gotten to know the county a little bit, what's facing the fiscal court and kind of how the fiscal court operates. There are 3 candidates for my district. I'm apparently the only one here that cares enough about my constituents to be here today. I hate throwing mud, but I'm not going to do it. And basically what I would like to do is I would like to have your vote on election day, May 17th. And make sure you vote in the middle, Daniel Lessig for Magistrate District 4.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.